The loser of the class finds out a huge secret about the most popular girl in school, so he blackmails her into sleeping with him. Haruka Nogizaka's secret takes place in a modern Japan and revolves around the fairly normal life of Yuto Ayase and the school idol Haruka Nogizaka. Although Haruka Nogizaka is the school's favorite and Yuto Ayase is a rather average person, their different lives quickly entwine when Yuto learns about Haruka's hidden interests. Yuto Ayase is a fairly average guy with normal ambitions who likes to be left alone. While watching an anime called Clumsy Aki-chan, he gets a text from one of his best friends, Nobunaga Asakura, informing him about the show getting started. He hears his older sister and her friend being raucous downstairs, and he looks at the time and notices it's already around 3 a.m. in the morning. The scene cuts, and we notice that a figure wrapped in a blanket is watching the same show. The following day, Yuto wakes up and comes downstairs to see the whole room covered in trash, and his sister and her friend both sleeping. He wakes them up, clears the trash, and proceeds to make breakfast. After that, he goes to school and is greeted on the way by 3 of his friends, who make light of Yuto's lack of interest in girls. Yuto responds by saying that he does have interest, but that he has stopped trying. At that exact moment, they hear a beautiful melody coming from inside the school building, and they recognize it to be Haruka playing her piano. Yuto looks impressed. Yuto enters his classroom and notices that Haruka is in the same class, surrounded by an entourage of other girls. He sits down on his desk, and at that time, Nobunaga breaks into the room, walks straight up to Yuto and starts passionately talking about the anime while showing him his figurine collection, while Yuto looks unimpressed. Nobunaga whips out a magazine that he got from the library named Innocent Smile, which catches Yuto's eye, and unbeknownst to him, Haruka's eye as well. We later hear an announcement stating that Nobunaga needed to return the book back to the library. Nobunaga hands the book over to Yuto and requests that he return it for him, and Yuto reluctantly agrees. While trying to return the book, Yuto bumps into Haruka and notices that she is trying to read the same magazine that Nobunaga is reading. Haruka is upset that her little secret has been revealed and runs away crying. The following days, Haruka keeps avoiding Yuto, which makes the other students angry at Yuto. Yuto is finally able to talk to her on the school terrace and discloses that he hasn't told anyone about her secret, and he doesn't intend to either. Haruka looks relieved and thanks Yuto for keeping her secret. Later that night, Yuto gets a text from Haruka stating that the return date of the magazine was for that day only, and if they don't return it tonight, an announcement would be made the next day, revealing that Haruka reads the otaku magazine. Yuto and Haruka meet up at the school and go together to the library, where they are able to return the book and save Haruka from the embarrassment. They are scared by the sound of a cat aggressively meowing, and Haruka's knees give that away. Yuto goes to investigate and finds out that it was his teacher's phone that she left ringing in the library. Yuto helps Haruka back up, and they get out of the school. While saying their goodbyes, Yuto and Haruka both come to terms on a first-name basis and start developing their friendship. Over the next few days, their friendship develops more, and Yuto notices that Haruka walks to school as well. On this day of revelation, they start walking to school together and notice that they are being followed by a group of schoolmates who are mad at Yuto for being so close to their idol, Haruka. They make a run for it and are able to get safely away from all of the other schoolmates. While trying to regain their breath, Haruka asks Yuto about his plans for Sunday, which makes Yuto blush, and he asks her whether it is a date. At which point Haruka starts feeling bashful and explains that she only wants to go shopping for some anime stuff and doesn't want anyone to know. Yuto agrees and remembers his pledge to never come to Akihabara again, thanks to an unpleasant experience when he came to Akihabara as a kid with Nobunaga. Haruka meets Yuto at the destination and reveals that she has made an entire plan as to what they are going to do that day and where they are going to go. Yuto is surprised when he notices an average drawing of a cat that looks like a bear and realizes that even the nearly perfect Haruka is not completely perfect, and she has some flaws. They follow the plan, and Haruka tells Yuto that her end goal for the day is to get the newest version of the handheld gaming console. She also reveals to Yuto that when she was a child, her father scolded her and she was crying in a park when a strange boy walked up to her and gave her the Buck Innocent Smile, which is where her liking for anime and manga came from. On the way, they were spotted by Nobunaga, but Yuto was able to send him away, only to find Haruka missing. He tries to find her and spots her in the middle of a group of big, burly guys. He assumes that they are troubling Haruka and tries to take a stand against them, only to find out that they were lost tourists and Haruka was trying to help them. They spend the majority of their time roaming around, where Haruka reveals that even though her family is rich, her father doesn't give her any money to spare on the things she likes. Hearing that, Yuto encourages her to play gachapon because it isn't very expensive. He finds out that Haruka has never tried it. Haruka starts playing, but keeps going because she didn't win anything, to the point where a lot of her money is lost on empty gachapon balls. They make their way towards a cafe, where the maids dress Haruka up and click pictures of Haruka and Yuto together. Finally, they start making their way towards their final destination, only to find out that the handheld console has been sold out since the morning. Haruka is devastated and her knees give way, forcing Yuto to carry her in his arms to the nearby park. Haruka feels distressed and apologizes to Yuto, and he tries his best to comfort her. Haruka looks relieved and happy on the way back. Yuto spots a gachapon machine and tells Haruka to give it another go, and he will pay for this one. Haruka gets excited and tries it, and she is able to obtain a very rare, clumsy Aki-chan figure, which she is overjoyed with. She thanks Yuto and tells him she will treasure it, as technically Yuto got it for her. And Yuto promises to come back to Akihabara again to get her the handheld console, and they part their ways. The final exams are coming soon, so Haruka asks Yuto if they can study together, to which Yuto eagerly agrees, and Haruka gives him a map to her home. On the way to her home, he gets lost and meets with a young girl who draws a new map for him, and he is able to find Haruka's home. As he rings the bell, a maid opens it and informs Yuto that Haruka is expecting him and tells him to follow her. By the time they reach inside, Yuto is already tired because of how much they had to walk just to get inside because the size of the mansion was very large. Haruka introduces the maid as Sakurazaka Hazuki, who is the lead maid of this house, and then both she and Yuto go inside the room to study. While they were studying, a sudden noise surprised them, and they saw that Hazuki had apprehended a maid and Haruka's sister, who turned out to be the young girl who gave Yuto the map when he was lost. She introduces herself as Nogizaka Mika, and the maid introduces herself as Nanashiro Nanami, a rank 3 maid in the Nogizaka family. Mika brings Yuto out and asks whether he knows Haruka's secret, to which he reveals that he does. Mika looks relieved and asks Yuto to never hurt Haruka and never leave her alone. After the exams are over, Haruka asks Yuto about his summer vacation plans, and Yuto discloses that he doesn't have any plans, to which Haruka invites him to go to the Natsukami, which is an annual event, but Haruka has never seen it because she was afraid to go there alone. While they were talking, a boy bumps into Haruka, leading her to fall down, and her bag opens, revealing a manga inside of it. Haruka is petrified as the students nearby take notice and start speculating about the reason behind Haruka having the book. Yuto steps up and claims that the book is his, to which the students start making fun of him, and Haruka gets up and runs away from the scene. Haruka has been skipping school for the past 3 days, which makes Yuto worried, so he decides to visit her at her house. At the gate, he is greeted by Mika and the maids, who are asking him the reason why Haruka is so sad. They reveal that she hasn't eaten anything in 3 days. He tries to persuade Haruka to come out, and she reveals that she doesn't want Yuto to go through what she went through. When she was in middle school, her bag fell over and revealed the manga she was carrying, for which everyone started making fun of her. All her friends left her, and she was left alone. She had to transfer schools in the end, and she doesn't want Yuto to suffer the same fate. Yuto promises Haruka that no matter what, he will never leave her alone, and he is fine with the school thinking that the book was his. Unless and until Haruka also leaves him, he will never be alone. The next day, while going to school, a senior student blocked their way and started making fun of Yuto, telling Haruka to leave Yuto and come with him. Haruka responds by throwing him over her shoulders, thanks to her judo skills, and announcing that it was her manga and no one should ever badmouth Yuto anymore. That was it for the recap, guys. Let us know in the comments if you like it. Also, subscribe and turn on the notification bell to binge more anime recaps like this. Thanks for watching Anime Reborn, and we'll see you guys in the next video.